Thank you very much, Mrs. Aaron. Let me say good morning to all listeners. Good morning to all those who are here at this press briefing. As the Minister of Trade, of course, Dexia comes under my portfolio, and we're here this morning just to give the general public general briefing as to where we are, particularly as it pertains to trade in fresh produce. Of course, you know that we have the multi-purpose pack houses under our jurisdiction, like every other department of government, and even generally, like every one of us, Dexia has also suffered some damage and destruction due to the passage of Hurricane Maria. But I must first of all commend the management and staff of the organization of Dexia and all those at the multipurpose pack houses. Although we sustained considerable damage to all of our plant and a lot of our equipment, the staff has continued to be at work and to be resilient, and really I must say it's a remarkable effort on their part. I mean, most people would know by now that Dexia has been at the forefront of the whole mobilization and distribution of relief post Hurricane Maria. Our pack houses, both in Roseau and in Portsmouth, really have been housing and coordinating the distribution of relief basically throughout the island, really, in conjunction with all of the other agencies like the ODM and all of the other government entities that have really been spearheading the relief effort. And I must say that we have done a remarkable job in that respect, if I may say so myself. And like I said, I want to commend the staff for that. Like I said, we have suffered tremendous damage. Of course, you know that also the Roseau market comes under our jurisdiction. And I mean, it was clear that the market was near destruction. And I'm very happy, I'm very pleased to say that we have brought that situation under control. We have gone in there and done what is necessary and what is required to put the market back to operations, and the market is open for business now. Vendors are back in the market. And while I'm on that, I would also want to appeal to all of the vendors to really get back to the market, because we know that especially in the city, the roadside vending is not something that we want to encourage. We understand the conditions immediately after the hurricane, which forced persons to go out into the streets to ply their trade. But I think right now we have the market back to a condition and situation where you can comfortably go back to plying your trade and doing business at the Roseau market. That is the purpose for the market, and that is really where all of the conditions necessary and required for proper fresh produce vending is, and not on the side of the road. We have no pipe-borne water on the side of the roads. We have no washroom facilities, that sort of thing. And really to meet the sanitary requirements needed for fresh produce vending that would exist at the Roseau market. So we want to, as much as possible, encourage all of our vendors really to return to the Roseau market. Also, we want to continue. I mean, while we understand that Maria has almost totally decimated the agricultural sector, but we want to even strengthen our collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and the agricultural sector, because we are responsible for the marketing of fresh produce, particularly out of Dominica regionally. And we do not want to lose our market share in the interim. And we also want to reassure our markets that we want to be ready and open for business as soon as possible. And we're very happy that the Ministry of Agriculture and ultimately the government have encouraged the farmers to get back into their fields. And even post-Maria, we were able to do some shipments of dashing to the US, and we want to continue that process. We want to maintain the relationship that we have with our buyers. So next week, we will be meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture so that they, in turn, can give us a sense as to when farmers will be back into production. What is the extent of the damage caused to the agricultural sector? They have encouraged farmers to get back into their fields. So we want to start our programming as early as possible so that we ourselves can get an appreciation of the production numbers that are out there, what is in the field now, what has been planted since Maria, when will it be ready for harvesting, so that we can have in our minds, we can plan and program a forecasting schedule so that we can reassure our markets that we will be able to get back into business with them as soon as possible. Of course, you know that also that Dexia is responsible for the supply of essential items like sugar and stuff on the market, and we had considerable loss because we were in the hurricane season. We had beefed up our stocks of sugar, and a lot of that, I would say more than 50% of that got wet and destroyed by the hurricane because all of our premises suffered considerable damage, like I said. But like all other aspects of the rebuilding process, we are resilient, and we will certainly bounce back from those losses. So in a nutshell, basically, that is the general state of things as it exists at the Dominica Export-Import Agency. Of course, like I said, we have the hierarchy of the agency here with us, and they will probably go into more specifics and more details about the state of things at the organization right now and how we are approaching the rebuilding process in our own specific sphere of operation at Dexia. Once again, it's a pleasure for us to be here. I think this is our first of the press briefings, and we are happy to contribute and to inform the public that we too are playing our part towards the whole rebuilding and recovery process. Thank you.